Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer that's in my hand. Brasseux de la Cote, Brewers of the Coast. Boat Builder, IPA Acadian. And down here it says something, and I can't read it all. It says Atlantique. I can't read what's above or below it, but we'll get to it. It's 5.6% alcohol. It's an Acadian IPA. The Acadians in Canada, you'll mostly find out in the Maritimes. And yeah, let's look here at what this says. Inspired by an American amber ale. Okay, I like American amber ales sometimes. The Boat Builder is an Acadian IPA with a moderate bitterness and a smooth hop profile that showcases tropical and resinous notes. This collaborative beer pays tribute to the Acadian boat builders. These Acadians are renowned for their boat building skills. They have been contributing to the fishing industries for the last couple of centuries, and they are still innovating today. Cheers to these skilled craftsmen who helped the fishermen feed their people. Okay. Let's get into it, shall we? I know there are some boats built in Canada and everything like that, but being a man that wasn't a big boater, I wasn't a sailor, I wasn't really a fisherman, nothing like that. I didn't realize that we had a very large population of boat builders. The majority of the boats I've seen, even custom-made boats, are usually American. I'm not saying that's all of them, I'm saying that's the majority that I've seen. But again, I haven't really looked into boats because I don't ride boats. I don't sail. I don't fish, so I'm not big on the boat culture. But it's kind of cool to see a beer celebrating Canadian boat builders. Well, maritime boat builders, which are Canadian boat builders. That's a beautiful beer. Wow. It's crystal clear. It's a beautiful amber color. Slightly off-white head. So yes, I could see that being an American amber ale. If you didn't tell me IPA, I would think it was an amber ale pouring it, an amber or an Irish red or something. That's what I would expect it to be. Sent out of the can. Kind of resiny and sweet out of the can, and that's about it. Again, you go to the one room in the house where you can be alone, and somebody always tries to open the... Nope, there's no reason to come into this room. That's why I come in here, because there's no reason to come into... There's a furnace, a hot water tank, a pipe to the outside, a water pump, an oil pump, and the water tank. The air exchanger and the sewage tank is underneath my feet. There's no reason to come in. Oh, the internet router is in here, as is the Bell routing system, the cable system, and the power box. There's no reason to come in here, though. And I just farted, so there's a reason to leave in here. Out of the glass. Oh, the glass smells about the same as the can. Let's try it. Cheers. All three of these have been the same out of the can and the glass. I'm not used to that. Cheers. Okay. That is an American amber. In that first and foremost, I actually don't like it. Which is, I think this is the first beer from them I haven't liked. I don't like this beer. And it's a whole bunch of flavors I do like. It's just the flavors together I don't like. Earthy, mud pie-like flavor, a little bit of a copper tone, and a burnt toast flavor at the very back. Again, those are all flavors I normally like. That's like your English ales and all that type of stuff. I like that. Middle, resiny. I get this resininess, like I bit into a grapefruit, or I bit into a lime, or I bit into this or that. Also some pine resin, that very kind of piney flavor. Forefront, slightly sweet caramel flavor, but that slightly sweet caramel flavor I really do like, but it emphasizes the flavors I don't like, because it opens up different parts of my taste buds, and they're like, ooh, this tastes good, let's open up, and then in comes the stuff that I don't like altogether. Now, when I say I don't like this beer, it's not like Natty Daddy or something. It's not like Camo. It's not like and most of you that have been around the channel for a long time know that I love Nickelbrook beers. It's not like Nickelbrook's gluten-free or anything like. It's not like the beers I drink and I'm like, oh my god, ugh. But I drink this and I'm like, I don't like it. I want to like it. Like I said, the flavors in this are flavors that I can get behind, but I just don't like it. I don't even know why. Like, I can't explain it, because it's not off-putting. It's not offensive. It's just, I don't like it. The brewer did nothing wrong. There's no brewing faults. I've had a few beers from them that there was slight, and I've liked every beer I've had by them up until now. But there's been beers I've had by them that had like slight under attenuations or slight tastes that almost gave off the idea of oxidation or something. But the whole beer as a whole was so good that I didn't care. And a lot of those are things that aren't even your fault. They're just accidents that happen in the brewing process. There's no brewing faults in this. I just don't particularly care for it. I'm sure there's hundreds of people that do love it, because I'll get that too. There's always somebody that's going to comment, I fucking love this beer, you're a fucking idiot. I'm not saying you're an idiot if you love it. There are beers that I've drank that I said you're a fucking idiot if you like this. And that's not really like me, because I am 100% behind. Everybody has their own paradigms and own experiences and own tastes and everything else, and what you taste isn't wrong. But there are beers where I've drank them and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this? Who the fuck buys this shit? Because if it's made, somebody's buying it. This isn't one of those beers. This is a beer I'm just drinking and I'm like, I really want to like it. The flavors in it aren't bad, but the mixture of all the flavors I just don't particularly care for. Out of 10? Here's where it becomes hard, right? Because this is a good brewer. He's made some very good beers, and I've enjoyed so many of them. And a lot of people take a rating system and are basically like, oh, this is whether or not I like the taste of it. And my rating system does fall into that. But at the same time, my rating system is, would I ever buy it again? I will never buy that again. Even if I'm at a fucking bar and that's offered and the next thing is Canadian, I'd personally probably just drink the Canadian over that. And it's not that there's something wrong with that. It's just, I don't like either of them really, but the Canadian will be cheaper. Maybe it won't be if I'm in New Brunswick. Maybe that would change. So that's where my rating comes hard, right? Anything under 5 is things I won't buy again. Anything under 7 is things I wouldn't buy again, but I would drink again. So it comes down to, is that a 6.75, or is that a 5, or is that a 4.75? And I've drank it all now, so I don't know. So I guess since I've drank it all, it deserves to be in the 6 range, because I drank it all, and all I really said was, personally, it's not a beer for me. Let's give it a 6, right? Let's give it the straight 6. There's no brewing faults, there's no off flavors, there's nothing that bothers me about it. Just the way the flavors mingle isn't something I like. It's a good brewery. They make solid beer. Go and try them. Bye, guys.